The Primordial Dragon is finally here on the PTS and it will soon be on the live servers. I'll drop the patch notes in the description down below like always, but I'm going to be going over the main points here. So over here at the Dragon Crucible, there's finally the Cosmic Primordial Dragon. This thing was like 8 years in the making. Not really 8 years, but you know the point. Like, this thing was supposed to come out like ages ago. But I'm gonna craft it. We're gonna see all the hype about this. Apparently it takes a lot of resources to craft this, but yeah, let's just move on with that. All right, so I'm just gonna go and equip it if I can find it. All right, so here it is. This dragon gives you 10% increased power rank from cosmic gems, but you know, that's just who cares about that? I mean, I guess if you need power rank, then you know it's there. Get your primordial dragons, they all do this. Gives you all of those stats there. On top of all of that, there's an additional thing that this does that the others do not do. Or I guess each dragon has like their own unique thing. I guess this dragon in particular kind of just gives you a buff and nearby Trovians. So the way I think of this is, if you've ever played Trove for a long time, you got to a certain point and then your friend decides to join and play, but they're like really bad, they have no damage, no power rank, and you see them struggling with dungeons and stuff like that. Well, this dragon gives you a 25 light buff for 6 hours when you beat a dungeon, or I guess complete a dungeon. I mean, it's not a lot of light, it's not going to help out that much, but 25 light is kind of cool, I guess. It's not as cool as what the other dragons do. I thought it'd be like more of like a cosmetic thing that, you know, something cool would happen, but here's the dragon. I'm not really a huge fan of this dragon, to be honest, but you know, the light is pretty nice to have. At the moment, I have 11k light, and you know, this dragon does give you quite a bit of light. It was like 400 and something, I think. They're right there, 415 light, but I do have all of my cosmic gems, you know, all powered up. You know, they're all the way maxed, so yours might not be like that until you get yours maxed. But long story short, the dragon is finally here. You guys can use them. I don't know if you want to farm dungeons with them or anything, but you can just have them for the stats. Oh, also, I forgot to mention, you have to have them equipped if you want that 25 light buff. Kind of weird, but I guess it makes sense. Now, the next thing here is for people that have 800 mastery or higher. So if you're not 800 mastery or higher, you don't really have to worry about this. It's kind of weird that they did this. I feel like there's a little bit of discrimination here against like the people that don't have the right amount of, you know, mastery and stuff, but you know, it's kind of whatever. I'll just talk about it though. So once you're above 800 mastery, if you go over here to the builder's crafting bench, you can craft this master's auto crafter here. The resources that it requires is really random. The devs are really bad about like what kind of resources you're supposed to use to craft whatever thing you need. Like, why do we need air gem dust to craft this? Like, if we look in the bench, there's only 2 things in there and they have nothing to do with gems. So I don't know what the deal is with all that. But anyway, you craft this. It's like another little bench where you can get some mastery from. And if we look inside, there's 2 things here, a Wakling watchdog. And if you don't know what this is, this upgrades your ally Wakling. And if you don't know how to get the ally Wakling, it's from 800 mastery. So if we look here, I'm pretty sure it's just that from 810 mastery. I don't have it yet, but once I, you know, do the updates and stuff, I'll probably have enough. And it requires this oil-free downfeather. Now these are going to be tradable, and it's also going to be from the tome down here for 830 mastery. So we'll see how all of that plays out, but it is going to be tradable at least. So at least there's that. So, you know, it's not the end of the world there. And then we have this tome here, which also requires the down feathers here. But the thing about this tome is that if you've tried farming blank scrolls, they're pretty difficult to do, and they're also expensive on the market. This tome makes it so it's easier to farm those. I haven't actually tried farming with them myself, but apparently this lasts for 12 hours, and every time you defeat an enemy, I don't know if this is like dungeon bosses or any enemy, but it gives you a chance of getting a blank scroll at random. So if that's the case, that's pretty good, because the prices for blank scrolls will probably go down, and it'll be a little bit more easier to obtain, because I know a lot of the mastery items require blank scrolls, and a lot of it. So if you don't have them, or if you're just too poor to afford them, yeah, this is a great option here. But you do have to be 800 mastery. That's the unlucky part. I don't know if they're gonna make this tradable, but if they do, then I guess that's cool. But then again, the prices for blank scrolls will probably go down, so we'll see how that goes. But apparently these are going to require recipes according to the patch notes, but I don't know how that's going to play out. I guess you just need your 800 plus mastery, so I think they're just going to add a recipe in here for something. I really don't know. But it also says it's a small chance to drop blank scrolls. It should be like a decent chance. Not like the odds of getting a Gonda type thing, like not that rare at least. But the other interesting thing about these oil-free down feathers is that when you consume these, you can also trade them, but if you consume it, you get, for 30 seconds, you get 100 jump. So if you're new to the game and you somehow get one of these, you can easily jump up to whatever dungeon you want to get to, or if you want to, you know, for club building, it's kind of nice, but I guess it's not really that much of an important thing to have, but it's kind of just there. But yeah, that's going to be the main thing for this PTS update. It looks like this update will probably end up dropping by either the end of this month or, you know, pretty soon here. So we should be approaching the deadline for when it's going to go live. Obviously, don't quote me on the days because I don't know these things, but it should be fairly soon. I'm just going to guess like towards the end of the month. But anyway, I'll link the description. Anyway, I will link the patch notes in the description for you guys to check out if you want to. You don't really have to. But on that note, thank you all so much for listening, watching, viewing, and subscribing, and I will talk to you all later.
Get me